I feel happy with the fact that I'm able to be myself now, and to just like even like just saying hi to like strangers who are like us ask two questions. I'm like sure, like old me would have not had the confidence. I would have been like, don't talk to me, go away.
Question is, what is one thing you wish you could have done sooner, and why?
I wish I knew, and done.
Well, the truth is,
farming sooner, because I just got into that career only 4 years ago, but I wish I started so much younger and knew my passion earlier, because I just feel like I missed out so much of my life of doing something that is just so meaningful to me and so much a part of my identity. And I'm so thankful that I have it now, but I really, really wish I had started when I was younger. I see these 7-year-olds that are gardening and seed saving now, and I wish that I had done that, but also no regrets. I'm just thankful for my path now.
What do you think took you so long, or what was stopping you from doing it sooner?
Oh, okay. Yeah, what was stopping me from doing it sooner was just the feeling of and the need to go to university, because you don't really need to study agriculture to get into the fields. And my parents pushed me to be a doctor for a while, or an architect. So I did, I applied to the university for biology and physics and architecture and all this stuff, and I got in. And then I all of a sudden stopped and was like, wait, this isn't even what I wanted to do. Why am I even, I was so excited that I got in, and I was worked so hard. And then once I actually got in, I was like, wait, this isn't even what I want to do. Stop. So I took a year off, and then I ended up working at a greenhouse.
well, the truth is, I went through a lot of anguish as a child and as a young man. He's my son, broken marriage, and a lot of mental anguish. I accepted Christ as my Savior, and I've had a lot of peace since then. But after I accepted Him as my Savior, I went to prison for 2 years. And my biggest mistake was putting them instead of God, and not acknowledging that I should count on God as counting on people. Screwed me. I didn't benefit from any of the stolen money. It cost me $800,000, and I went to prison for 2 years. That's the story.
He knows it.
I know it. So I wish I'd never had to go through all that.
Wow.
But I'm pretty content with the way I live right now. My son and I were just talking about it. I live a good life. Now, I'm 63. I think I'm 63. I actually forgot how old I am. But I'm looking well, doing well, very happy and enjoying. My son says to me, God's all around you, Dad. I know. We should leave him alone sometimes.
Well, you give off a lot of positive energy. I gotta say that, both of you. You seem like genuine, happy people.
We are.
It takes work though, doesn't it?
Not really. It's all what your faith is, right?
Okay.
I know I'm watched over. Guaranteed.
Awesome.
You go to prison for 2 years, you're watched over. You walk out a normal man. He saw me the day I walked out. He said, Dad, your face is skinny, but your body's big. Something like that. I don't know. Something. So it's a little started.
Right. Gotcha.
It's I have done everything too soon. That's actually the thing. It's
Can you describe why do you think you've done things too soon?
well, because I'm born in a different country. I come from Cuba, and in my life over there, everything's just you have to grow up really fast. So something that I really wish that I did that sooner is grow up.
One thing I wish I would have done sooner in life, get my act together. That's one thing.
What made you realize that?
Well, I remember I turned 25, and I was thinking to myself, you know what, I need to stop this, my life's out to get me attitude, and start taking responsibility for the things that I need to do and haven't done in the past, and stop blaming others. Because I didn't actually have like a full-time job until I was 20, just turned 25, and that was part of it. I was like, what am I doing? Just kind of sitting around after school, like just being angry at the world. So I decided to start doing something that I liked to do, something that I had a passion for. Because I'd had part-time jobs before, but I hated them, and got fired within 2 or 3 weeks for not doing the job because I just couldn't stand it. And if I don't like doing something, then there's no point in forcing myself to do it. So when I turned 25, I was like, you know what? Like, I'm just gonna grind, do what makes me happy, make money, and pursue my dreams, and let no excuses hold me back.
What is it about all those jobs in the past that you did not like?
Well, it was just I don't like the 9 to 5 aspect of it, and also too, I don't like the fact that or having a boss just stare down my neck every 10 seconds, and he didn't have the best attitude too. He's just kind of treating everyone like numbers, and it just I just have a hard time doing something that I don't like to do, like forcing myself to do a job where I couldn't give a shit about, and I'm only making money for someone else, essentially, and making a dime to the boss's dollar.
What is one thing you wish you would have done sooner, and why?
Acting. When I was growing up, I've always been into performing. I'm an entertainer. I started off on music, and actually when I play guitar, I'm the ugly duckling. I play a right-handed guitar left-handed without switching the strings. So that's what I thought I was getting into. I was following that for a few years, and then, my family was really messed up before, I was even born. So when I got to about 16, the family dissolved, and that was it. I was a survivor. I was like going from couch to couch, and music was the thing that was keeping me afloat. Over the years, I was getting more into it, and then a good buddy of mine, who actually helped me get the apartment just over there, his ashes I spread here. He passed away a couple years ago, but he was going to be my manager. And after he passed away, I was like, I fell out with music. I fell out with a lot of things, and then I hit a really low point about 2 years ago, and I was getting to the point where, I was really ready to give up. I was, and I've been like that in the past, but this time I was like, I'm done, right? I might not look it, but I'm 36, and, I've been through a lot. So I got to a point where I said to myself, you know what, screw it. I'm not in debt. I ended up borrowing everything I could, and I put myself in acting classes. And I did that for a year. That was 2018. I spent $2,000 to go to some acting conference, got signed with an agency. I do background acting now, and with all this COVID stuff, I started taking guitar classes again so I could revitalize the music, because for years I'd play music and write songs but have no idea what I was doing. So now a teacher's showing me. I'm doing stand-up now with Second City. I wish that I was able to do this stuff earlier. It was there, the seed was there. But sometimes in life, you just, you gotta go at your own pace, right? So, yeah, if anything, I just wish the stuff that I'm doing right now, I got my trifecta of entertainment, and I wish I was doing this when, I was 18. Maybe I would have made better choices, but either way, here we are. So.
And over that time, how did you keep that seed intact, or how did you keep that flame from being
from going? I think it's just the spark that's in me, right? There were times I write songs. So when I was going through the worst times in my life, I was writing songs. I was putting all my emotions and thoughts, and I'm writing lyrics. I'm doing all that. So that helped me survive the worst times of my life. It's how could you walk away from that? You know, I didn't have a very close-knit family. Like, I had my Bubba. I'm Russian-Irish. And there was my Bubba. When I turned 16, she passed away, and she was the glue of the family, and everyone just, right? So, like, music, entertainment, being an entertainer, making people happy, that's my comfort blanket. So I'm always gonna do it. You know? I'd rather do that, you know, than like if I'm on my deathbed, I want to sing a song or something, you know, like that's who I am. So yeah, it's in the soul. Like when you feel it, you feel it. It's not a matter of what made you keep that spark going. I don't do anything. It's just there.
I think as one thing I wish I would have done sooner, I wish I would have like tried new things newer, and I would have stayed in my bubble, because I find that as a teenager, like, you have a unique opportunity to try new things without having severe repercussions. So I wish I would have exploited that. Yeah.
And what is the reason you think people don't try new things in the first place?
I think that they're mostly scared of what other people will think. And because there's like this big conflict of like, what will my peers think? What will my parents think? What will X person think? And it stops them from trying things. So, yeah.
And what do you say to the person right now who's watching this video who might worry about whether people think of them? What would you say to that person?
I would say that if you're that worried about what someone thinks, and if someone would write you off for one thing that you would do, they're not worth having in your life. Because you're worth so much more than that.
For me, it would have been saving. I've had a summer job since I was 16, but I always found a way to blow through that money pretty quickly. So now, being a little bit older, trying to buy a house, trying to pay for a wedding, I wish I'd saved a little bit earlier.
Is there something now that, like, in your mindset where you realize, like, how did you know that savings matters? Was it a certain day at a certain time?
Nothing in particular that I can think of, but I see other people my age that are able to buy houses, and you realize those are the people that weren't spending frivolously, and have been able to really use the time value of money and really use compound interest to make a lot of money.
Not sure if this is too abstract. I think that I would have just like been myself sooner. I spent a lot of time when I was like a teenager. I think everybody kind of did, wanting to impress people, and then you go through so much because of like your people pleasing tendencies that you come to like a point where you're like, why did I waste so much time doing that? So yeah, just like I feel happy with the fact that I'm able to be myself now. And to just like, even like just saying hi to like strangers who are like, let's ask 2 questions. I'm like, sure. You know, like old me would have not had the confidence. I would have been like, don't talk to me, go away. But yeah.
And how do you know if you achieve being yourself, or what does that feel like or look like?
I think it's like just being comfortable in situations, like no matter where you go, like you're sort of grounded enough to like know what you're saying, to know what you're doing, and to know that you're doing and saying what you are because you want to and not because you think you should. It's like some very deep introspective, but like super important to like just being at peace in this crazy ass world. But yeah.
What's one thing in life you wish you would have done sooner, and why?
I wish I'd stayed in school and finished it rather than doing it at nights.
Okay. Why?
Well, trying to raise a family, keep doing the job, go to school, get your education. In the long run, I think I got a better education, but a lot harder.